Hi everyone, Liam here. I hope you're all doing well. On my last video, I introduced the Med Supply Network. So once again, I've connected with a lot of folks in healthcare since then as well. So thank you to all the healthcare workers for doing what you're doing and being brave enough to go in there and fight this virus that you can't even see. So I said in the last video that I was going to go to bat and find some PPE and my aim was to basically just flood you guys with PPE. So with that said, V2 of beta is officially launched, which means the website is live. So you can go on there and you can procure PPE and different types of medical supplies literally right now. So since it was designed for healthcare facilities to connect with manufacturers and suppliers, it is all wholesale and there are minimums as well. So it's not really geared towards consumers yet. It will be. But for now, it's not. But I'll introduce a couple of ways where consumers can actually get involved, which will be pretty cool. So in terms of what the suppliers have uploaded on the website, so you have to look at it like Amazon.com. From this point forward, I have no control over who actually signs on, what they put up there, but I have put some features on there where you can leave them a review, you can make comments, you can reach out to them, you can live chat with the folks that are uploading this stuff if they're actually at their computer and they're on their store. So there's a ton of stuff you can do on the platform. So there are 1.5 million 3-ply disposable face masks right now on the platform, and those are actually in a warehouse in New York, I believe. There's 750,000 100% cotton reusable face masks, which is great. There's about 20,000 face shields in the inventory at the moment for one of the suppliers. And another supplier can actually make 20,000 face shields a day. So the idea is to get them to team up, and I'll go over that in a minute. And then this is a really good one, actually. We have unlimited hand sanitizer. Once again, it's wholesale, but there is something that consumers can buy, and we'll go over that actually. We might as well. I'm just going to share my screen really quick. Okay, great. So as you can see, these are actually in Canada. So there's, I think, 2,300 right now that are in Canada that are for sale, and they start at 64 cents USD. So you can go ahead and procure those. There's another 23,000, I believe, that are on the way to Canada. Now the rest of the stuff is in the United States. So you can buy these face shields. You can buy them in either packs of 8 or packs of 24. These have a polyurethane coating, so they're basically self-healing. And these ones are obviously more geared towards like actual healthcare facilities. This is probably more geared towards like an industrial plant. And then here's where the consumer, can procure something. So these are 32-ounce bottles. They come in boxes of 12. And this is hand sanitizer that is FDA, CDC, HHS, and WHO compliant, 100% compliant. So that's pretty incredible, actually. There's literally unlimited supply, so make sure you get on there and get this stuff while you can. So also we have these face shields and then these face masks. So I believe these are the ones that are in New York right now, and New York is getting hit pretty heavily at the moment. So hopefully this will alleviate some of the pressure, and I believe we can just keep these flowing in there. Which brings me to my next point. A lot of people in the space are importing this stuff, right? So there are a lot of folks that are going to be partnering up with international manufacturers as well, coming from all over the place at this point because it's quite volatile. The international trade space is definitely quite volatile. So with that said, if you have any shipments that you have coming in, you can definitely throw them up here and then throw them on back order and just disclose that where they're coming from and whatnot. That'd be great. But in regards to Canada, we absolutely, obviously we have free trade agreements with you. So I'm working out a deal with DHL right now to make that whole process, very easily. So the sanitizer and these masks can flow, back and forth basically. Other than that, on the back end of things, I am, oh, actually, you know what? Before I get there, let's go up and I'll show you. If you're a healthcare facility, there's a form. If you don't see what you need here, I'm more than likely connected with manufacturers that can produce it. So just go ahead and reach out to me and I'll be able to find it for you, which is obviously going to be a pro bono service. And if you're a supplier, you can definitely sign on board too. Like I said, like I had mentioned, I'm literally just going to open the website up completely here. So you can just fill out this form, or if you just want to become a registered vendor right away, you just go to my account over here. and you click on I am a vendor and you fill out your information. So what is a vendor? A vendor is everywhere from someone that is producing a finished product, a finished PPE or medical supplies product, all the way to someone that is sewing these masks out of your house and your living room. Everyone is welcome. I can have, at this point, about 7,000 vendors, and that's just the start. I just wanted to have this for V2 of the live beta. But anyone can become a vendor. If you're a raw materials manufacturer that is not producing a finished product, that's completely fine. I have an entire category. Once you start to fill this stuff out, you'll be able to select what category you are. A PPE supplier, a raw materials manufacturer. If you're in fashion, if you're a fashion and beauty brand, or if you're a textile supplier, you can sign on board, absolutely. And the idea is on the front end, it's Amazon.com, and on the back end, it's going to be like more of a LinkedIn type of portal, which I'm developing, but for the time being, I'm running Zoom meetings. I'm just partnering you all up with each other so we can just get out of this crisis and get back to some level of normalcy. So I guess the point that I was going to touch on about importing things from overseas, I hear a lot of people that are in manufacturing that are kicking around the idea of importing this stuff, but they're reluctant because they hear that there are so many other people that are importing it, and there's no doubt about that. But the thing is, we're definitely not going to be overloaded with PPE anytime soon. I don't think a lot of people know that we have a pretty massive oil spill that's currently happening in Alaska right now. So yeah, I guess the owner of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, they're called Triaska Pipeline Service Company. They're dealing with a pretty massive issue at the moment. So we're not running out of PPE. We're not even scratching the surface. We had every piece of PPE in the world in one massive warehouse here in the States or wherever. We're definitely not running out of PPE. 2020 is the year of PPE, let's put it that way. Because this oil spill is just ongoing. It's just like progressively, I wouldn't say getting worse, but it hasn't stopped yet, right? And this isn't an area that's been affected before. So yeah, you can just say that, companies like BP and ConocoPhillips and ExxonMobil and Chevron have just ever so graciously blessed us with this wonderful, pipeline spill in the middle of a global health pandemic. You couldn't have chosen a better time. So we all, very much appreciate that if you work for, if you work for any of those companies. But all kidding aside, we're not running out of PPE. So if you want to import it, reach out to me. I have folks in this space, if you're not familiar with it, that can help you with that. And if you're literally, like I said, if you're making this out of your house, make some money off of it. I mean, look, throw them up there. But don't price gouge. That's the whole point, right? Make a mask like $10. That's fine. That will be the consumer side of things to kick things off. And then once I can start, holding inventory of my own, then I will start, obviously opening this up more and more to the consumers. And as more suppliers come on, I'm sure that they'll have more and more consumers. So with in regards to the fee for folks that are actual suppliers, people that are actually working at companies, there is a 3% fee on all transactions, which is actually 2% less than Etsy, considerably less than something like eBay, for example. And this is 100% secure platform. So you can use Amazon Pay, you can use PayPal, you can use Stripe, which means you can go ahead and pay if you're a hospital or in a manufacturing company or just a supplier. You can pay with ACH, which is great. Stripe, if you're not familiar with it, you will be this year, because it's a global payment system where you can pay by ACH. Other than that, on the back end, like I had mentioned briefly, I am going to be partnering, and I already have a few different times actually, partnered up some raw materials manufacturers. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this screen share. So I've been holding meetings like via Zoom and Skype and other different intercoms resources. I've been holding meetings with raw materials manufacturers, and they're partnering up, and they, even if 10 months ago or 12 months ago they'd be competitors, they're now partnering up, which is really cool because they're identifying where their bottlenecks are, and they're teaming up with each other to help solve this crisis, which is pretty remarkable. It's really forcing, I guess you could say, our manufacturing sector to be a bit introspective at this point and realize what our actual manufacturing capacity is. And it's an incredible experience to be a part of it, to work with these senior executives, which I'm also doing pro bono. to get them to link up and produce this PPE. So they are going through digital transformation right now, and this hit them like a ton of bricks, right? So they weren't planning on doing it. You know, the majority of manufacturing companies, you know, their websites are usually quite antiquated, and this digital transformation process is a bit jarring, to say the least. So if you are an ERP provider, if you are, you know, in intercom software, anything that has to do with internal communications, anything that has to do with logistics or inventory management software, you know, I'm sure that, you know, these folks are definitely looking for, you know, those types of resources, and I'm speaking with all of them. So I'll end that with, I am looking for sponsors. Last video, I introduced the hashtag Supply Strong campaign. So now that I've completed the website and it's just going to, you know, operate on its own, I'm going to now transition into a completely business development focused position where I'm going to be working one-on-one with senior level executives at manufacturing companies to help them partner, produce, you know, collaborate, and, you know, generate revenue, turn their remnant inventory, which they can put up on the platform, into a marketplace, into revenue, which is absolutely fantastic. Because now I'm seeing them not only just partner one-off, which they were doing at first, just one-on-one, but now they're cross-partnering, and everyone's starting to become more acclimated with this digital world, which is incredible. But it's still unfamiliar. So if you have anything that you can, you know, alleviate the pressure they're under while they go through this digital transformation, definitely reach out to me, and you can sponsor the Supply Strong campaign that I've, or initiative, if you will, that I've launched. And that's all I have for you. So get on the platform, get some PPE, get some hand sanitizer. It's pretty affordable for the, you know, the 185 for the 12 32-ounce bottles. And it is high medical grade hand sanitizer, which you can put inside of the sprayer as well, which is why the largest health system on the planet, you know, loves this stuff. So yeah, and reach out to me if you would like to partner up in any way. There's plenty of opportunities out there. All right, take care. Best of luck.